What is sciatica? Well, maybe you've been told you've got it, maybe you're wondering if you have it, or maybe you just like to know a little bit more about it. In this video, we're going to discuss some of the common misconceptions around sciatica. We're going to discuss exactly why it's overdiagnosed so often, and hopefully by the end of the video, you'll have a little bit more clarity and understanding about exactly what true sciatica really is. Hello, it's Luke here from Genuine Physio, where we aim to bring you honest, evidence-based information and education to try and get you guys back on the road to recovery. If you're new around here, then please subscribe to the channel, we really appreciate it. And if you do enjoy the content or find it useful, then please give us a thumbs up, it really does help. You can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Twitter, and we're keen to try and make these videos as interactive as possible. So if you have any questions or ideas for new content, then that will be brilliant. Just drop some feedback in the comment section below. There should also be some useful links in the description below to help you guys out. With that out of the way, let's get going. In this video, we're going to talk all things sciatica. So, why is sciatica called sciatica? Well, it refers to your sciatic nerve. Now, your sciatic nerve starts off as multiple nerves in your lumbar spine. That's the lowest part of your back. From your lower back, it then travels through your deep buttock muscles, down the back of the thigh and down the back of the knee. From there, it splits into your tibial nerve, which travels down the back of the calf and into the foot, and your fibular nerve, or your peroneal nerve, which travels down the side of the calf and into the foot. Your sciatic nerve is the widest, longest nerve in the human body, and it's responsible for the power and sensation in your lower legs, which is important to understand if it becomes irritated or sore. So what is sciatica? Well, the term sciatica was first introduced in 1764, and that was to refer to some leg pain of nerve origin. Now, it's important to understand that sciatica is not actually a condition. Sciatica is a symptom. Just like knee pain or swelling is a symptom of knee osteoarthritis, or Achilles pain or stiffness is a symptom of Achilles tendinopathy, sciatica is not a diagnosis for the underlying condition, it is just a symptom. So make sure you stay tuned right until the end, where we're going to give you a list of some of the common conditions that can cause sciatic symptoms. Given all of the developments we've had in medicine and science over the years, it does seem a little strange that we're still using the term sciatica so frequently when it was first introduced over 250 years ago. It's probably fair to say that at the moment it's used to refer to any back or buttock plus some leg pain. But we know that there are many reasons you can get referred pain down the leg. Yes, you can definitely get referred pain down the leg from your back, but there are also many hip issues that can cause referred pain down the leg, and there are also knee conditions that can cause referred pain up and down the leg. That is why it's so important to get a thorough assessment from a qualified healthcare professional to find out exactly where your pain is coming from. In today's video, we're going to break back pain down into 4 subcategories, so make sure you stay tuned until the end, when we're going to tell you exactly how common true sciatica really is. The first category is non-specific low back pain. In the medical world, it's sometimes referred to as nociceptive back pain. This is by far the most common type of back pain, and it normally occurs if one of the tissues is stimulated, maybe a muscle, joint, tendon or ligament, and you get localized pain in that area. It's often described as achy, muscular, dull type pain, and you tend to recover quite quickly. This is not sciatica. Category 2 is referred low back pain, or sometimes called somatic referred pain. And this is where things get a little bit more complicated. The tissues involved are exactly the same tissues as in category 1, so your muscles, tendons, ligaments and joints in your lower back. However, your brain perceives the pain in a different location of the body to that of the original injury site. So it might be that you've got some back pain, but it might also be that you've got some hip or buttock and or leg pain. Let's take an example. Cardiac ischemia is where you have reduced blood flow to the heart. Now, we would expect maybe some chest pain, but it's also common to get neck pain, shoulder pain, and also arm pain, even though there is nothing structurally wrong with the left arm. And it's the same with referred low back pain. Although the issue might be in the lower back, you can also get referred pain down the leg, even though there is nothing structurally wrong with the leg. Referred pain in general can be a bit tricky to explain and also to understand. So I'm going to bring out a video on this very topic, going into a bit more detail about it, so please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. In terms of the type of pain, referred pain is very different to that of true sciatica. It's often described as dull or achy, quite global, and it can be difficult to pinpoint the exact location of the pain. It's important that you realise there is no nerve irritation or nerve root compression with referred pain, and therefore it is not true sciatica. The last two categories can occur both separately and together. The third category is called radicular pain. Now, radicular pain is very different to that of non-specific or nociceptive low back pain, and also very different to that of referred or somatic referred pain. When diagnosed accurately, it accounts for less than 12% of back pain episodes. Radicular pain occurs when one of the nerve roots in the lumbar spine is either compressed, irritated, or inflamed, and that's normally because of a lumbar disc herniation. The pain experience is normally very different to that of the first two categories. It's normally far worse. And this is because nerve tissue is a lot more sensitive than muscles, tendons, ligaments, and joints. People will often describe the pain as sharp, shooting, or electric type pain, and they may notice changes in sensation that may feel like hot, cold pins and needles or numbness. It may even feel like this thing's crawling underneath the skin. In terms of the location of the pain, it's normally very specific, and the individual is able to track a very linear pathway going down the leg. One thing that probably isn't spoken about enough, which is really important because it can provide a little bit of reassurance, is that if you're suffering from radicular or nerve pain, then it is completely normal for it to be quite severe and quite extreme. It's normal to not be able to sleep throughout the night, for the pain to make you feel nauseous, and even for the pain to bring you to tears. Obviously, if this is the case, you need to try and see your doctor as soon as possible so they can try and put you on some appropriate pain relief. As we said earlier, nerve tissue is very sensitive, and depending on how much compression or irritation there was in the first instance will depend on how quickly you get better. But it's not uncommon to still have some degree of symptoms even after 18 months. The fourth and final category is called radiculopathy. Now, radiculopathy by itself is not painful, but like we said, a radiculopathy can occur in conjunction with radicular pain, or they can happen in isolation of each other. A radiculopathy occurs when there is enough nerve root compression or irritation to alter your neurology. And when we're talking about neurology, we're talking about the power and the sensation in your legs. Let's take a quick example. In the first instance of your nerve root injury, you may get the sharp shooting pain down the legs. That would be radicular pain, but without a radiculopathy. After a few weeks, you may start to notice some weakness or some pins and needles in your foot, and that would be the radicular pain plus the radiculopathy. A few weeks later, you might notice that the pain starts to subside. It may go away completely, but you're still left with the weakness and the numbness and pins and needles in your foot. That would be a radiculopathy in the absence of radicular pain. And it is this nerve root irritation or compression that is true sciatica. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you stay tuned until the end, I'd run through a few specific diagnoses that could cause true sciatica. Now, I've already let the cat out of the bag with one because a lumbar disc herniation is the most common. But if you do have osteoarthritis of the lumbar spine, depending exactly where those bony changes occur, if they do occur close to a nerve root, that can irritate the nerve and cause sciatic symptoms. Degenerative disc disease, spondylolisthesis, and spinal stenosis can all bring on sciatic type symptoms. As usual, if you are concerned or worried about any of these things, you need to go and see a healthcare professional so that you can have a thorough assessment. So just to recap, there are quite a few different types of low back pain, but less than 12% of people that have low back pain have true sciatica. So you can develop nociceptive or non-specific low back pain, which is just localized lower back pain. You can get referred or somatic referred low back pain, which is some pain that refers down the leg, but that's generally dull, achy and quite global, and there is no nerve problems. And then you can get radicular pain plus or minus a radiculopathy, which is true sciatica. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you found the video useful. If you have, then a thumbs up is always appreciated, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more of Genuine Physio's videos. It really does help us out. You'll be able to find some useful links in the description below. There's a good podcast and some of the literature that I use to help make this video. You can find us on all of the main social media platforms, and before you go, I would love to hear from you. So tell me whether you've had sciatica, and if you have any tips or advice for anybody watching that helped you manage your sciatica, drop a comment below and let us all know. And until next time, I'll see you again very soon.